I wanted to really see. I wanted to say, and I wanted for others to see the light of God in me. I don't want to be a prophet, and I'm passionate about being a prophet. And it really didn't kick in as to how important this step was for me until I was in my dad's hospital room in early June. My dad had gotten sick. He was already sick, but he had gotten sicker. And about this time we were at the hospital out on I-10. And I was in his room for a moment there, just looking at him, and we were talking. We were sitting there, and the young doctor had come in to give him some bad news, to tell him that he didn't have much longer to live. My dad said, "Well, Doc, how much longer do I have?" Boy, that was rough. I mean, that was really rough. They told him, they said, "Mr. Rasmus, you have maybe a month. You could have a couple of months, but you don't have long." My dad just laid there. The doctor left and left the room, and it was just he and myself and my mom. We were just sitting there, just kind of stunned initially. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying, I should have something that I could say at this moment. I'm like my dad's pastor, you know. I'm sitting there, you know, his pastor, at that moment, not knowing what to say. And so my mind began to kind of roll, and I'm thinking, I'm saying, wow, man, what do I say? So here I'm looking at my dad, been told that he was gonna die, and I needed revelation. I needed a divinely inspired revelation. So I go into my thing. I go into that space, and I began to talk to God, and I said, "Okay, God, I need something from you." I remembered that I'd asked God to make me a prophet. I'm not talking, you know, prophet like we often hear the word prophet these days, you know. Not that kind of prophet, but one who sees authentically like God sees a situation or a predicament. One who responds with divinely inspired revelation. Divinely inspired revelation is more than just, you know, hearing something and saying it. Divinely inspired revelation means that God gives you the vision, even tells you what to say. But more importantly, a prophet where one sees the light in me. So I'm sitting there, and I'm just kind of stunned that my dad is dying, and I'm really needing a divinely inspired revelation. I'm really needing that, and so I leave the room. Decided to go downstairs and just kind of chill. I liked hanging out in the lobby in the hospital because it was like it's live in the lobby. I mean, there's action in the lobby. People coming in, they're going out, you know, folk crying and stuff. I mean, it's like, it's a real spot. So I go to the lobby and I hang out in the lobby. And I'm headed down, I go to the elevator, and there's a lady at the elevator. You know, I get on the elevator and she gets on the elevator. And I could just, you know, in the elevator, just two of us in the elevator. I can feel it. It's just, I mean, it's thick, the emotions. In the elevator, we strike up a conversation. She tells me her mom's down the hall. She's just had a stroke. You know, I'm feeling this. I'm saying, wow. You know. And the elevator doors open. And we step off the elevator. And we just stop right in front of the elevator in the lobby in this hospital. People walking around, going on about their lives. Things are happening. And in that same moment, this is like minutes, seconds almost. In that same moment, lady just falls on me, starts crying. And I'm saying, wow, it's pretty unusual, you know. Folk don't normally step out of elevators and fall on me. Start crying. So she cried. She stopped crying. She kind of composed herself. And I told her, it's tough, ain't it? She said, yeah. She began to talk even further about how this place where she was right then was like scary. And I gave her a word. I just said, hey, hang in there. It's gonna be okay. So we stood there a couple more minutes. And I was really curious. I said, you know, what made this lady, at this moment, for all the folk, stop, tell me what was happening with her, and then fall on me and cry? I'm a stranger. I'm a real stranger. I mean, like, a stranger with a beard like this, I mean, on the elevator. This lady stops. She said, I saw it in you. I said, wow, God, you really work fast, man. And he did. But what I really discovered was that this lady saw the light that was in me. And in that moment, in a dark moment for her, she needed light. And that's what I discovered in that instant. Being a prophet really meant. It meant to see it, to say it, for others to see it in you. And the it is God. When we think about the edge, we think, wow, how far is it? And what I discovered in that elevator, that the edge is always right there. To the next step, to the next word. The edge is really in the next encounter. So that day, I went to the edge, and guess what? It didn't hurt. I learned, and I moved forward.
To a warm and peaceful place, I can rest my weary face. Life's answer.